So here's a quick one where all the main characters in this story are a-holes. The guy's an a-hole because he's the most clueless, nice guy, simp, white knight I've ever heard, and predictably, his actions get him where he ends up. And the gal is an a-hole because she is a user and a liar and a cheater and a manipulator and all those types of things. And you're going to see how this guy makes every mistake possible, and there's any wonder what happens to him. And it's a good one that guys can learn what not to do, as well as just you can't believe somebody can be that foolish and naive, and how there are gals out there that are more than happy to take advantage of guys like this. And this is why when gals say they want a nice guy or a gentleman, come on here. Titled, I Think I Ruined a Good Man. Lady, you definitely did your damage. She says, when I was 21, I met my now ex, Steven. He had just realized his wife was cheating on him and walked out and started the divorce process. He was married at 21 already. Already you can see this guy was a fool. He was living with a friend and as his living next door to where I was staying. We hit it off right away, and within a month, we got a place together. Smack to Steven. Married 21, getting a divorce because she was cheating on him. It's terrible. I feel bad for him, but still. And now 1 month later, he's moving in with her. Is he out of his mind? That just shows her, hey, I'm that desperate. I really like you, giving her all the power. Then I found out I was pregnant with my second child. I planned out a special way to tell him, got him a card that said he's going to be a dad, and cooked his favorite food with the whole 9 yards. At least you can cook. When I told him I don't think I've ever seen anyone so happy. At my first ultrasound, when they gave me the due date, I realized it wasn't his. I got pregnant a week or two before we met. So you can see she's getting around. And something tells me probably this was going on when they were already dating. I never hid anything from Steven. Really? You sure about that? I told him right away that he wasn't the father. He didn't care. Smack. What do you mean you don't care? Dude, come on here. He said as long as I was faithful, he would be by my side. Smack. Good luck with that one, man. She's obviously a carousel rider. Good luck with that. The next 2 years were wonderful. My whole family said that he was the best thing that ever happened to me. Translation, now she has to be not attracted to him and go after somebody that her family would say would be the worst person for her. He took care of both of my boys as if they were his own. Hold on. So she already had a kid from another boyfriend or relationship, so she was a single MOM and got pregnant with some other dude, Jared Tyrone's baby. He's taking care of 2 kids. And while sometimes money was tight, he always made sure we had what we needed. Of course he did. Then I had to go and screw it all up. That's what they all say. My son's real father came back into the picture. He was getting out of jail and on parole. Of course he was on parole. Of course he was in jail. So he's the father of her first child. That's what I get out of this. Or no, maybe that's the one that she actually hooked up with. Okay, my bad. Provided he had a place to go. Gee, I wonder where he's going to stay. He called me and asked if he could come live with us. After talking with Steven, we agreed it would be nice for my son to know his real dad. Steven was now working to support me and my kids and my ex. Smack! Is this guy out of his mind? Let her ex, the baby daddy of the kid that he initially thought was his child, who was also in prison, come stay with them and the kids? Gee, what could go wrong? Is this guy fucking nuts? He's taken nice guy, simp, white knight to a whole new level. He is serving himself up to be taken advantage of. I'm willing to bet you that he was this way with his previous girlfriend. Now, this is terrible. She's obviously taking advantage of him, doesn't care, claims how much she cares and loves him and all that. Of course, with the extra expenses, Steven had to pick up extra shifts. With him gone, more of my ex started sweet-talking me. That's what Chad and Tyrone roll. The whole, if I was with you, I wouldn't want to work so much and want to be home with my family. I fell for it, and not even stopping to think that the only reason this was happening was because Steven trusted me 100%. Of course she wasn't thinking. Her emotions were taking control. For almost 6 months this went on. This guy, this sucker is out there working extra shifts and hard to provide for all of you, and you're hooking up with your ex-con baby daddy for 6 months behind this guy's back in his house. Stephen working overtime and getting burned out while I was cheating on him as soon as he left. On my birthday, it was the same thing. Stephen left for work at his usual time, and I was quick to run off to the bedroom. We were right in the middle of it when I heard the door open. There stood Stephen holding flowers with a painful look on his face. This poor dumb bastard. Of course he has flowers, I might add. He's that guy. He dropped the flowers on the floor and walked away. I quickly put on clothes, ran out to talk to him, but he was gone. What was she going to say? It's not what it looks like. I'm so sorry. I tried calling his cell, but he had left it on the kitchen counter. That was 7 years ago. He left with his only clothes on his back in his car, and he never looked back. Well, at least he did that right. I'm surprised she doesn't go after him for child support. My ex, who I lost a good man to be with, left me as soon as his parole was up. Of course he did. He just needed a place to stay so he could, move on to the next stage. And I want to hear, I lost a good man. You did everything to screw it all up. He straight up told me that the only reason he called me was that he had no one else. He left and hasn't seen me or his son ever since. I fell into depression, ended up on drugs, and it took me losing my kids to stop. Yeah, you're a great person, huh? Now I'm 6 months out of rehab, living in a small apartment, working on trying to provide a stable environment for my kids. She should never have gotten those kids. Last month, while grocery shopping, I ran into Stephen. We talked and all my old feelings rushed to the surface. No, more like, you're tired of having to struggle and work a crappy job and pay the bills. That's what's going on. Feelings my ass. Turns out he lives a few minutes from me, but with his wife. My heart was crushed. I knew I didn't have a chance to fix things. We exchanged phone numbers, promised to keep in touch, and I went home and cried myself to sleep. You exchanged phone numbers, promised to stay in touch, smack to Stephen. What the hell's the matter with you? Why are you talking to this broad after she was cheating on you all that time? Now, he may not have known how long she was cheating on him, but I think he got the picture. And guess what? He's got a new woman. And what do you think the woman's probably doing to him? He never texted me, and I didn't want to step in between him and his wife. That is until tonight. I work at a hotel in town, and guess who walks in? His wife with another guy. I discreetly take a picture of them while checking them in, and when they leave, I send the picture to Stephen. So there's a question I have here. How does she know what his wife looks like? Seriously. I mean, were they exchanging pictures? Maybe they were. And are they in a small town? I don't know. Or did she really make a point to remember what she looked like? I don't know. But let's just say this is true. In comes the wife in the hotel with somebody else. Imagine that. When it goes to read, I call him. I tell him I'm sorry, but his wife is cheating on him. His voice was dead, and he said, I know. What do you mean, you know? I was confused and asked him how he knew, and he said that he was still with her and all that. He replied that after my ex-wife and you, do you really think I won't start to pick up on the signs? All women cheat and can't be trusted, but having one is better than being alone. Smack, smack, smack. Is he saying that having a woman that's cheating on you is better than being alone? Are you out of your mind? He's that guy. I tell you guys, you can't really be in the place you want to be in life until you can handle being alone. And this is the problem nice guys have. They can't handle being alone. So they settle for gals that treat them like crap. And the gals know they can't be alone and therefore have no respect for them and test them. And the guys fail the test and there's more BS and round we go. He hung up shortly after that. I thought back to the time we met at the store and I just realized he seemed drained out of energy. The fun and joy he always had was gone. His voice over the phone sounded like he just found out his brother had died. And I'm the cause of this. I know I don't deserve him, but is it possible to show him that I could treat him better? Possibly to bring the joy back to his face. Lady, the best thing you could ever do for him is to stay the hell away from him forever. That's the best thing you can do. Okay? Now listen to her. She's terrible. They're both, I'm sure he's probably a good guy that is nice, obviously too nice, but she's evil. And she doesn't think that she'll do the same thing all over again. This goes to show you how women don't understand their emotions, and they can claim they do, but come on here. The emotions, the lust will always take over. This guy would get back with her. She'd be right back to pulling the same crap all over again the second a guy that she gave her the butterflies to show up. But this Steven guy, he's an example of what we have all around. This is why I do what I do. But you know, you can't feel bad for someone that keep repeatedly puts themselves in the same situation. I guarantee he rushed into the next relationship, gave the nice guy approach, kissed her butt, did all that, and look what she's doing to him. That's what happens. And yeah, let's be honest, by and large, the absolute majority cheat. Not all, and that number is dwindling, but the majority do. And when guys act like him, they serve themselves up on a silver platter. And again, I feel bad for him, but guys, you cannot be this way. If you do, this is what's going to happen. But she's still, the nerve of her. I can treat him better. No, you won't. You'll be right back to your same old tricks, sure enough.